In advance. Good evening and welcome to the iGrow Network 60 webinar. My name is Ron Pope. I'm the CEO and co-founder of the iGrow Network. I want to thank you for coming out and spending this time with us. I want to take just a moment to introduce you to some of the folks that are behind the scenes with me that are working day in and day out to make this a reality for everyone globally. First off, I've got Lawrence Sal, the co-founder and CTO. That's Chief Technology Officer for the iGrow Network. He is also the CEO of one of our product lines, which is the Leafit social network. I also have Mike Green. Mike Green works out of the corporate office. He's not corporate. He's actually one of the field leaders, but he has dedicated his life to this company, and he's been around since the beginning. He's been one of the pillars of making all this happen for you guys. And so if you don't know Mike Green, the Green Machine, you haven't been on I'm going to have to assume you haven't been on a Blitz webinar lately. He's the gentleman who put all that together, trained all the speakers, and has just been an exceptional asset to the company here. We refer to him as one of our executive founders because he has been here from the beginning. He's also what we call an associate advisory board member. And what we've done over here at iGrow Network is we want to hear from you guys. We want to know what's going on in the field, and you know, when we roll something out, what do you guys think of it? Well, prior to rolling it out, we like to run it by our associate advisory board. And I have a couple of speakers on the phone or on the webinar here with us this evening that are also members of the associate advisory board. They wanted to come and give their testimony to you guys this evening, and I'm honored to have them on with us. I'll introduce them here a little bit later in the call. I also have on the webinar here with me this evening Mr. Steve Hyman, another one of our co-founders and head of customer service and quality control. Again, we care about the quality of the product and taking care of our customers, both you guys and your affiliates, any of our users really. We want to make sure that you guys are being treated and handled the way that we personally would want to be treated and handled if we were doing business with a company. Next I have Mr. Rob Hanley, Director of Marketing and a longtime friend of mine. And then I've got Tammany Yarber, which is my executive assistant, and she also works in our customer service department. So many of you have probably received emails or had communication with Tammany. We're excited to have her on board. And then there's one other lady that is not on here, which is Julia Farnsworth. Another gal that works in the background at the customer service department. So those are some of my key players that we have over here at corporate that work day in and day out for you guys. We also have, I didn't have a big enough sheet to do this, but we've got our programmers on the back office. We've got our programmers on the website. We got programmers on the app, as well as our team that we're actually growing at this time, our team that is developing the desktop version and our version 2.0 to make us a full-fledged social network. Been having some exciting meetings on that, but wanted to just take a moment and let you see some of the faces and the names of who's working extremely hard behind the scenes for you. Cannot wait to have our first event and get to introduce you to each one of these folks individually. I want to talk about our mission here for a moment, guys, because it's extremely important to me, and it should be to you guys as well. The iGrow Network mission is to create a global culture of leadership and community, and that's what we want to do here, is really develop leaders, and through our leaders is where our teams will expand and explode internationally. And through that, I've always had a dream to be able to help millions of people worldwide. As far as I've made it is into hundreds of thousands of people. I want to see this dream become a reality, and the iGrow Network allows that now to become a reality. And so through partnering up with you guys, we can literally change nations. We can bring a middle class to different countries that only have rich and poor. There's a large gap between there. And I travel a lot internationally. I spent about 4.5 months outside the country last year and the year prior. And if you haven't been outside the United States before and into some of the different countries, Dominican Republic, China, Hong Kong, Thailand, areas like that, you don't quite understand the gap that's there and the poverty that are in those countries. And so through an exciting opportunity like what we have here, we're able to now reach out and help economies on a global scale. And that's, again, through developing leaders like yourself. So what exactly is the iGrow Network? We're a social media marketing company, guys. And so what we're doing is we're going to teach you guys how to tap into the largest, fastest growing industry in history. I mean, I'm going to show you some charts here in just a second that is really going to bring it into perspective for you exactly how big this opportunity is. We also have our exclusive marketing rights for the Leafit social network, which is exciting to be involved with Leafit. And I'm going to go through that a little bit here in a moment. The proven market that I want to talk to you about is the social media market and why it's so exciting to be part of this and why we chose to be part of it. And before kicking off the iGrow Network, I did go through all this research, these charts that you see here in front of you, and I had certain things that I wanted to see. I wanted to make sure, is this a big enough market that it's not saturated? There's enough opportunity for just about anybody. And I think the chart here in front of you will definitely make that very clear for you. I mean, look at Google Plus came out just a few years ago, about 3 years ago. They have over 540 million users. Facebook has over 1.23 billion users. I mean, this market is just growing rapidly. I'm going to go through some projections with you here in a moment as well. But when we look at the kind of content that's being posted out there, we like to gravitate towards the pictures. I'm somebody who learns and engages visually. So when I see pictures, that's the first thing I like to go to is pictures and videos, things like that when I'm on a social network. And then I'll go read the comments after. And so how many pictures are being posted every single day? It's actually mind-boggling. I mean, look at Pinterest down here. The smallest one I have on my chart has 20 million photos uploaded each and every day. At the other end, you got Facebook at 350 million pictures daily, and then you've also got Snapchat, which has even more than Facebook with over 400 million pictures uploaded every single day. People love to share their photos. Okay, so with that amount of content going on, and then you can caption, you know, what's going on in the photo and get other folks engaged and have them making comments and having a good time. I mean, this is something that people really enjoy. This is what we're tapping into. So as we look at projections going forward, we know where we are this year, obviously. We're just short of 2 billion users in the social media arena. But as you head out here towards 2017, the trend continues to go up and up and up. I mean, they're expecting over 2.5 billion users by the year 2017. Okay, so about a 550 million user increase in just the next few years here. And it's not going to plummet off the side. It's going to continue to grow. This is an opportunity, guys, that you can build today, build it rapidly. I mean, look at that market, how big it's exploding. I mean, you have literally billions of people to tap into, not to mention all these millions of new people coming in every year. Massive opportunity for you guys, and it's not going to just stop. You can pass this on to your children, to their children. This is something that is going to be around for generations to come, allowing you guys to plant your feet and build a legacy and change your life and your family's life once and for all. Stop talking about it and actually start doing it. So that's what the iGrow Network has to offer. So what does this all equate to as far as e-commerce? That's actual cash sales. Well, right now about 1.5 trillion in sales, but as we head out here to 2017, look at this, almost another $1 trillion a year in sales. What percentage of that do you need to take home to really change, you know, the future of your family? Not much, guys. A small percentage of that, and I mean, your future is completely changed. The future of your children, your loved ones. I mean, it's amazing what this industry can do for you, and we're seeing it happen right in front of our eyes. It happens every single day in this industry. These are some of the icons to some of the different companies that have gained literally billions and billions of dollars. And the question I want to ask you, though, is which of these social networks offered you part of that revenue? You helped build their network. You helped drive the traffic there. You helped make billions of dollars for these networks. How much did you make out of it? Okay? What if they would have shared that wealth with you? How would that have changed your life today? Would you be driving a different car? Okay? I know Mark Zuckerberg's driving a pretty nice car, living in a pretty nice house. Are you? Are you living and traveling and vacationing and doing the things that you want to do today? Because think about this. Look at your Facebook group tonight. Do you have tens of people, hundreds of people, or thousands of people that are friends of yours? Now think about this. You invited those people there. Out of those folks, how many of them have hundreds of people or thousands of people that they invited? And then it just continues on and on and on. Massive amounts of wealth has been generated through that. How much of that was shared with you? Now, while you're looking at your social networks and realizing how many people you invited over there to create somebody else's wealth, what would have happened to your life if you would have made just $1 to $5 a month for everyone that you referred to that social network? Now you're starting to see how this could have changed your life if that wealth was shared with you. Do you think you maybe would have referred a few more friends if you knew that every friend you referred over there could equate to $1 or $5 a month to you guys? Do you think that maybe you would have been a little bit more loyal to that particular network? Because I know people change from network to network all the time without even thinking about it. Matter of fact, do you think that a social network that offered all of these things to their users, offered to share the wealth with their users, would gain popularity and quickly become one of the largest social networks in history? If people just invited folks to a business model like that or to a social platform like that, wouldn't it gain popularity? Of course it would. And that's what we're here to talk about tonight, is this is your chance to share in all that wealth. And what I want to teach you through the iGrow 60 webinar tonight is how to tap into it. There's simple steps that anybody can do. And I'm going to show you those tonight. But it all starts here with Leafit, our social network that allows you guys to self-monetize. And iGrow Network is excited about the opportunity and the relationship that we have with the Leafit social network. So what makes them different? Well, first off, they're the first social network in the world, in history, to actually offer a portion of their revenue back to the users when the content you post, okay, generates an e-commerce sale. Now, I know there's other networks out there popping up that are trying to, say that they're going to share the revenue, but what they're sharing is like pay-per-click and things like that. You got to have literally thousands upon thousands of people coming to your own personal page in order to make just a couple $100. I'm not talking about that. We're talking about a share of the actual e-commerce commissions that are being generated when the content you're posting is generating a sale. Massive amounts of wealth, again, will be created and shared back with our users. We're working with over 20,000 retailers worldwide to make this possible. Right now, our app is in the iTunes store. Okay, it's enabled for 7.0 and above. But I'm excited about this, guys. I just had some meetings on this. The PC and Mac desktop version is being worked on right now, as well as version 2.0, which will take it from just being an app, a limited app, to being a full-fledged social network that you guys will be able to access through your computer, the same as do Facebook.com or any of the other social networks. And then right behind that, we're going to have our Android version coming out. And the cool thing about it is the e-commerce business model that we have here. We have a patent pending on it. You guys have first-to-market rights on this. Some of the retailers that I was referring to, over 20,000, and we're talking about major retailers. We're not talking about small mom-and-pop stores that nobody's ever heard of. I mean, just take a moment and look at that page right there. I'm sure you recognize some of the different icons on there. We also have something called the iGrow University. Now, why is that so important? Well, if we brought you a business model, but then never taught you how to market. Let me go back in my life just a little bit here. I've been building companies for over 19 years now. I started off actually in the mortgage industry, and through that I went into consulting. I learned a lot about marketing and how to build mass amounts of wealth through strategic marketing systems, and very quickly became one of the top earning income brokers on the West Coast. And through that, I developed a large team that worked for me, and I developed these marketing systems. And before I knew it, I was actually brokering loans out to the other people within my own office, within my own company. We had over 1,200 loan officers in the company I was with, and I had so many loans coming in that I couldn't handle them all myself, within myself and my team. So I started brokering them off. From there, I actually was introduced to a multi-billionaire out of Houston, Texas, that got me into marketing consulting for doctors and attorneys. And what's important about that is these attorneys and these doctors, they'll go through, all these years of schooling, 7, 8, 9 years of schooling, being taught how to do their trade, but they're never taught how to market themselves. Okay, so you could have the best, attorney in the world that doesn't know how to get his name out there, and he's got a small practice, and he's just, not flourishing. You can go in there and put certain systems in place, and boom, overnight you can explode that practice, that firm, that law, not practice, but law firm. And that's the same thing that we have the opportunity here to do with you guys. We could put this wonderful business model in place, put it right in front of you, and if we don't show you how to market it, you might be sitting back scratching your head and you're too embarrassed to ask somebody, what do I do? How do I do this? Okay, that's where the iGrow University comes into place. We want to teach you guys how to market like the pros do. Okay, we want to give you guys the education on how to go out and tap into these social networks, all right, with hundreds of hours of real, valuable, usable training. We want to teach you how to tap into these social networks and drive traffic to your business, whether that be your iGrow network business, or maybe you've got a traditional business, whether it be online or offline. It doesn't matter. In today's world, a business has to have an online presence. And if you don't know how to get that presence, you better find somebody who does. And that's what we're teaching you guys through the iGrow University, is how to become a pro, how to drive traffic to your business. Maybe not just to your business. I've had people in the past that have gone through the university that I've developed this university over the last 2 years, just so you guys understand. But this university has the education, and I've had people literally take the knowledge that they've had, go out and get contracts with other businesses in their local market, and start getting another revenue stream coming in. So I'm not talking about just building your iGrow network business. We're talking about building anything through establishing a good, solid online presence. You'll learn leadership, sales, and marketing. But most of all, we're going to teach you to drive that traffic back to your business and dump mass amounts of cash into your pocket. This is how come some people explode in their businesses quickly and other people don't. It's all about what you know. But you guys can learn at your own pace. It's totally up to you how you take advantage of the iGrow University. Now, with the iGrow network, guys, there's a whole lot more coming your way. We're working on so much, and if you're engaged in the iGrow network right now, you probably see day in and day out constant enhancements and improvements and things being added to the front end and the back end. I mean, I've got a team that's just working nonstop here. But here's some of the other things that we're going to be rolling out to you guys in the next few months is, one-click sharing, text messaging, mobile app builders, email and social tools, marketing automation tools, and Facebook and other social media posting tools. We want to make your job so easy because the most valuable asset you have is your time. Okay? I would rather spend my time putting all these things in place so that you guys don't have to. So that you guys can click a button and instantly share across all your social networks, or send out a text to everybody in your contact list. And I mean, just leverage the different tools and products that we have here. That's where we're headed with this, guys. Let me bring it all into perspective here before we go on to our guest for their testimonials here tonight. But we're bringing multiple markets together. We're allowing you guys through our platform to tap into the social networking arena that has over 2 billion users in it, and it's almost doubled in size since 2011. And as I showed you in the charts earlier, it continues to explode at that pace. Online advertising, $135 billion a year. That's incredible. If you look just 10 years ago, 15 years ago, a fraction of that. Why is it so big today? Why did it increase $17 billion since 2012? It's because that's where the consumers are going. So if you're looking at this for the first time and you're thinking, well, I don't want to necessarily ask somebody to change the way they're shopping. I don't know if my friends are shopping online. Guys, if your friends haven't shopped online yet, they will this Christmas, or they will by next Christmas. In the next 12 to 24 months, just about everybody you know will have shopped online at least once, and it will start to become a habit. That's why all the advertising is going online. If you had an advertising company, ask yourself something. If you're working for other merchants, other businesses, and you're supposed to find the best avenue to advertise their business, where would that be? Wouldn't that be online? Wouldn't that be through social media? Okay, where the mass amounts of people are? So if you do that for somebody else, Why wouldn't you do it for yourself? Massive industry right there and exploding. Affiliate and direct sales, okay? Network marketing, $167 billion per year, and it grew by $2 billion in just the last 12 months. So you're not in a market that's going to go away anytime soon. This industry is here to stay and exploding rapidly. Then we take e-commerce, $1.5 trillion a year, and as I showed you in the charts earlier, it's exploding as well. It's up from $1 trillion. That's a $500 billion increase in just the last 2 years. So if we bring all this together into one package, you guys have the opportunity to tap into a business model that opens you up to about $1.8 trillion a year market, and is growing every day. So do you think there's room in this market for you? Do you think maybe there's an opportunity here to plant your feet, put some work, put some effort forward, and change your legacy for your family? That's exactly what we've offered to you here tonight. Our first speaker that I'm excited to have on here with me is Mr. Glenn Whitman. And Glenn is one of our associate advisory board members, which means that, again, he is looking at some of the different things that we're rolling out to the field and saying, yeah, I like it, or I'd like to see it like this, and, you know, based on what my team's been saying to me. I mean, that's the type of feedback that we get back here. But not only that, but Glenn has been involved in the tech world. Well, look at this. In the 80s, okay, he pioneered the use of CAD/CAM on PC. All right, I've talked to Glenn extensively about his background and the opportunity that he's had in with different software companies, and we're honored to have Glenn here with this company and what he brings forward on your guys' behalf out there in the field. Glenn, are you with me?
I am. Can you hear me, Ron?
I can hear you, my friend.
Okay, thank you. Well, I really appreciate the invite. First of all, I'd just like, because it's Veterans Day, I want to thank all the veterans for their service to their country and keeping us all free. So I really just want to thank all the veterans, if there's any out there on the call tonight. I started obviously off in the software industry in 1982, and believe it or not, guys and girls, that's the first time a PC came on the market. It was an old IBM twin floppy drive disk with only 64K of memory. And now your cell phone has more memory than a Cray computer, though. It's faster than some Cray computers that used to fill buildings. So when I worked for corporate America and corporate the UK, I was looking for a business opportunity so I could work for myself and get out of the corporate world. And that's when I was introduced to Leafit, and obviously the progressed to iGrow network. If you don't know this, but $1.5 trillion online sales in e-commerce. Now the projections are actually more than what Ron says. I was reading on an article today. They reckon in about 4 or 5 years it'll go to about $3 to $4 trillion online sales, people buying online. There's also the brick and mortar companies are actually looking at just having buildings where you can go in with your cell phone, scan the products that you want using your cell phone, and actually have the products delivered to your house. So e-commerce is just going to explode more and more. So when I looked at the iGrow network and the Leafit opportunity, I knew that I was headed in the right direction. The other thing that I will tell you about this opportunity is I didn't want to get involved with a company that wouldn't teach me how to do online marketing. I could do marketing in the old traditional ways, but I hadn't a clue how to do lead capture pages. I didn't have a clue how to do, you know, email campaigns and things like that. For $49 a month, you can learn how to be an online marketer and be very successful with what they teach you on Facebook and Pinterest and things like that. And I would suggest to everyone that you take the time to go through the iGrow University and learn how to do online marketing, because there is so much golden nuggets within that university. It's just unbelievable. And as Ron said, nobody teaches you how to do this online marketing if you're a lawyer or a doctor, etc. So I would suggest you go through the iGrow University. And I just want to end with this, that I see this company and the social network of Leafit is absolutely going ballistic during the Christmas holidays and next year. So I'm looking forward to be back on here in next year giving my testimony. Thanks, Ron.
Thank you so much, Glenn. Appreciate you. And thanks for the reminder to my fellow vets. Happy Veterans Day. Our next speaker here is a good friend of mine. I actually met him through this business, and Will and I have had a lot of opportunity to talk and work together. And I mean, just the way that he supports his people and has created duplication is quite incredible. I mean, there's very few leaders that, well, I shouldn't say that. There's a lot of leaders out there that do a great job, but Will is definitely one of the most caring individuals that I've met, and he loves his team, and it's the environment I feel that he's created within his team that I encourage you guys on every call to do. Create an environment. Okay, create an atmosphere where your team, they'll come here for the products or the comp plan, but they'll stay here because they want to be with you. They want to be around you. They want your leadership. And that's exactly what Will has been able to do here. Look at this, guys. He came in July 6th, and his team's over 8,500 people already. Will, I think you've done an exceptional job, and I'd love to hear from you now if you could just maybe let us know what it was that you saw when you first looked at the business model. What are you excited about today, and where do you see this heading for you and your team?
Thank you, Ron. Mic check okay?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I mean, you know, I tell friends of mine, they say, hey, what are you doing? You know, I haven't heard from them in a couple of weeks or, you know, a month. And I say, look, I put my head down in July when I found leafit, and I never looked up. And, you know, people are funny, you know, when you're marketing or you're in direct sales, people notice when people are sticking with something. You know, a month or two goes by, 2-3 months, and oh my gosh, Glenn's still over there promoting leafit. Maybe I should take a second look. And I just never found a reason to you know, to look at anything else. Not that you know, we got to always cover that base. Not that there's any reason that, you know, other things aren't great and wonderful. But when I found this, it just suits me. And you know, so I think it was July 6th I joined. It happened to be the day I think that you guys were filming, you know, the Bloomberg Enterprises Terry Bradshaw segment that's going to air soon, and just so happened to be that day. But I just got so excited about the concept of you know, a photo sharing mobile app where people could monetize it. It just made sense, and I know right now that if the world knew what we all knew, when I look at the proportions, Ron, I guess the best way to put this, when I look at the proportion of people who have joined this company in the short amount of period, you know, time that it's been out there, and I look at then the proportion of paid associates, it doesn't take, you know, a rocket scientist to figure out if you multiply that by a much larger number of people, the proportion's going to always kind of be the same. The only missing element right now is the people who don't know about it. It's that simple. And, you know, I can't say it any cleaner than that, but it's just that simple. And, you know, I've got a couple of really cool examples of friends that I have who are in this business, and some are busier than others. You know, everyone has a life to lead. But, you know, I've got a guy that I talked to about an hour ago, Harvey Miller. And Harvey was invited into this business by someone that I personally invited. Never knew Harvey, wouldn't know him without the guy that I invited. Well, the guy that I invited got busy with life, you know, and Harvey reached out to me. We've been working together. He's building his network. And what's that going to do? It's going to create a chain reaction to then bring my initial person back. Why? Because he's going to see his network growing. And that's the kind of things that people haven't been able to experience in their other social networks. Why? Because you don't get a notification. No one tells you. There's no sourcing. There's no tracking. When 5 or 10 people join my network on level 7, no one tells me that. It's not exciting, but it happens here. And that's why it's so important to just, invite all the people you know to join for free. There's nothing threatening about, signing up for a free social network, and there's certainly nothing threatening about making money as a free member. This is the kind of stuff people are looking for, and they would just love to know what you know. And I've got another example. I've got a guy out in California named Dale Bentian, and Dale came to me again as a level 2 person. He was invited by someone that I personally invited. Never knew Dale, probably would never know him if Trent didn't bring him in. Trent got busy as a teacher, a music teacher out in California. Haven't heard from him in a month or two. Not worried about it. I know he'll surface again. But in the meantime, I've been talking and working with Dale. And everything that Dale does directly chain reaction influences Trent. So it's just so funny how when you can actually have a network that shows you and tracks your genealogy, don't worry about someone who just doesn't get it right now, because it's going to, come back to them in a way that they're not expecting, and you're probably not either. So it's just, it's an absolute ball. When I came in here in early July and I had a conversation with Rob Hanley, who I knew previously, already trusted, respected, and then I found out, Mike Green's in this thing, and then Ron Pope. I'm like, hold on, what's brewing here? And here we have the perfect storm with, not just a run-of-the-mill. There's always going to be, ad venues and people looking to capitalize on e-commerce and social media. That's never going to stop because they're too big and they're too hot. But you got to really have something kind of proprietary, something kind of, unique, something kind of, why would this be different than the other? And quite honestly, right out of the gate, this is just fun. And if something's not fun and engaging and proprietary, then, it's just going to be a hard thing to engage other people with. But, I know that these particular calls are not geared toward, long explanations of all that kind of stuff. So just to kind of, keep it short and nutshell this for everybody, when you have something that a free member can earn money, and all they're doing is sharing photos and having fun and being creative, you have a winner. And, I really think if you really want something to go viral outside of the marketing, landscape, outside of the networking, direct sale kind of industry, if you really want something to go not MLM viral, but true viral, I always call it true viral, like, Twitter grade, Facebook grade viral, then you got to have something that free members can make money as free members. And they've done it here. I really think that they've solved, all the problems that a lot of other companies have tried to figure out. How do we capitalize on this incredible, these industries? And Leafit and iGrow Network have just done it. And one last thing, Dale just texted me and he said, how much have you gotten into the iGrow Network training materials? And I, honestly answered him back and I said, not as much as I'd like to, but every time I sit down to do it, someone wants to, a three-way phone call or something of that nature. And if there's already people looking to get in to Leafit or iGrow, then I can't stop that and go, the point is this works with or without all of the wonderful training that we have, but it works because people love it. We have all the time in the world to sift through all those hours of education, but if there's someone who wants to get in the door right now, I've got to put that to the side and go ahead and tell them what I know. And just like they said just a moment ago, that university and that training is not complete, and it will never be complete. They're always going to add to it, enhance it, make it better. But right now, it's phenomenal. What I've seen is incredible. People are just so excited right now. A lot of people haven't completed it by any stretch of the imagination because they're too busy talking to friends and bringing people in. But Ron, back to you. Thanks for having me on, and great job, Glenn. Always good to hear from you too.
Will, stick around for a second here. You know,
Sure.
with the iGrow University, you have a really good point there. That is one way to dump some nitrous into your train to get it out of the station. Brother, your train's already full movement. So, yeah, there's no way you could slow that down to go back and try and set up some systems. But you know what's cool about it is one day you'll have your time so leveraged through your team, you will be able to do that if you choose to. So, Will, I want to ask you something. And this, I didn't even have this in the PowerPoint, and I know that we're coming up on another webinar here in about 20 minutes. Mike Green developed a spreadsheet. Mike's been in banking most of his life. He developed a spreadsheet recently because we've had other associate advisory board members asking for something that could help them figure out what would it take to make $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month here. Will, did you have the opportunity to have a private meeting with Mike on that and go through that spreadsheet?
I wish I could say I did, but I have not yet, and I know some people I think who have, and I'm just dying to hear what they got to see, but no, I'm I'm just waiting myself.
All right, great. Well, he said that you had stepped up and said you wanted to see that. I'm going to let you guys know that we're actually going to be putting that in the back office. I've got to get it programmed so you guys can go in and plug in your numbers and things. You know, things like that are non-compliant necessarily if corporate puts it out for the front-end sales materials, but we can put it in your back office and let you guys play with it. If it goes from you out, I mean, it wasn't from us. But I definitely want to put that back there so you guys can start to, you know, get your goals and things in place. Going, okay, well, if I had this many people that did this and this, then this is what I could be looking at. It's a wonderful spreadsheet, and I'm going to have that programmed in the back office here. I would say within a week. So, anyways, you guys will all have the opportunity to look at that. I was thinking you had seen it, so I was going to have you give a testimony on that as well. But that'll be coming your guys' way here real soon. So. Well, thank you again so much for coming out and you know, sharing that exciting testimony. And I'm looking forward to. You and I were just talking right before this call, and you were saying, you know, you've been head down working hard on some systems that are going to just explode your team even further. I'm excited to see what you got coming, my friend.
Thank you, Ron. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely. All right, guys. I've got a lot of material still to cover here, and I'm going to try and do it in the next 10 minutes so we can be ready for the next Blitz webinar coming up. I'm going to go through some quick updates with you guys, and I want to give you some exciting announcements, and you're already going to see some of this in your back office. We got it live today. But make sure that if you guys aren't getting communication from corporate, make sure that you whitelist notice@igrowmail.com. That means just make us a contact in your email, and then encourage each one of your team members as they come on to whitelist notice@igrowmail.com. Also, if you received emails and it end up in your spam folder, would you do me a favor? Would you mark that not spam? We need to get our rating up so that we can start ending up in some of these inboxes instead of so many spam boxes. It's email delivery is quite a game today. Give you some updates on Leafit. 99% bug free. There's only one bug that I know of right now, which is the number of people following you. It's locked at 50 right now, but we had a meeting earlier today, and I think that is going to be overcome here real soon. They found the bug. They know what they need to do with it. Now we just got to push an update. So next, you know, they're making, like I said earlier, making great progress on future versions, and the future for Leafit Social Network, which the only way to get in there is through the iGrow network, is very, very bright, guys. And as Will said, the only thing is, it's just how many people you're telling. How many people actually know about it? If more people were telling their friends and their family and inviting them, which I'm going to show you here in a second how to do that and get your business going viral, this would all be going viral right now. We're doing great, guys, but we're not at 50,000 downloads an hour yet, and that's where we want to get to. One of the things that you guys could do tonight to be proactive, go into the iTunes store and give us a 5-star review. Rate that app. That way when your prospects go to the store to look at it, they're going, wow, it's 4.5 stars, and they've got, a few thousand reviews on it. This is a great app. They're going to call you back and say, you know what, Will, I definitely want to jump on board on this. Looks like a good, solid product. A couple of things that are new to the back office here. Under the Money tab, and I'm going to pour through these quickly. I apologize if you missed some of this. In your credit wallet, sorry guys, I'm dealing with sore throat here tonight. In the credit wallet, we're adding the ability to actually fund through iPayout and credit cards. This will allow you to purchase vouchers, make your payments, and do different things like that. Remember, you can always leave your commissions in your credit wallet to do those as well. What do the vouchers go to? I got an email today from one of the guys that said, I love, it was actually Brad from Brad Moore, sent me an email. He says, I love the credit vouchers. Perfect. Love it. That's actually a system that I worked with our programmers on over the last 2 years and perfected. That credit wallet system is amazing. If you haven't used it much, get in there and mess around with it. But being able to purchase credit vouchers and send a random 32-digit code to somebody across the world so they can grab that code and plug it in while they're signing up and instantly they're paid, it's awesome. I mean, it takes away that obstacle of some people don't have credit cards. Next, we're under the Pay Now tab. This allows you to pay 30 days in advance. If you're going on vacation, okay, if your payment was due this Friday and you didn't make that payment, your commission doesn't go out to you, okay? Or actually wouldn't go out 4 weeks from now, I should say, because we're always 4 weeks behind on the matrix. But you don't ever want to miss a commission. So before you go on a vacation or anything, just in case something happened with your credit card and it failed during billing or whatever, make sure that you're always paying 30 days ahead. That'll avoid that for you guys. Okay, so you'll find that under the Pay Now tab. Under the Vine, you'll see in your downline viewer, this is something else that Brad and Martin had brought up to me today, is they love the sorting features. If you guys haven't gone in there and looked at all the sorting features, we gave you ability to sort by type. So you can choose all, associate, affiliate, tour. You can sort by rank, okay, all unranked or any of the 5 or individual ranks that we have. Very quickly be able to manage your business. Also under the Vine, down underneath the resources download, we put your business card templates back there, guys. So if you're an affiliate or an associate, either one, go download the template, print off some cards. We have a store coming your guys' way. Hopefully, I would say within the next week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. I know that we're just waiting for them to get it finished, and then we'll be putting that live in your back office. And you guys will be able to get swag, you know, T-shirts, hats, all kinds of stuff through there. Matter of fact, we'll be moving in the direction because I know there's a large group that love to go to like these different trade shows and things. So we'll even give you guys the ability to order like pop-up tents and things that are all decked out with iGrow on it. So we'll have a full-fledged online store for you here very, very soon. Your credit wallet, let's address just a couple more things on that. All of your commissions are dumped in there. If you choose credit wallet on your summary page, it'll make your payment from your credit wallet. The way that we do that is we automatically withhold $49 from your next commission to make that payment. If you choose credit card, the credit wallet will not withhold $49 from your next commission, and your credit card will be charged. Okay? So that's kind of how that works. You know, we don't talk a lot about the different income streams that we have here, but I want to just address a couple of things here tonight because we do have, you know, the 9-generation unilevel. And look at this one here, 3x9 expandable forced matrix. Probably never seen that before. It's something that we just rolled out last night, and I'm going to talk to you about it here in a second. Evergreen check match, 9-generation e-commerce sales, and then the IG3K club. But let's touch on the expandable matrix. What is that? Well, first off, we're doing something called a matrix refresh. This is through dynamic compression. If you don't dynamically compress a matrix, it's detrimental to the field. It's detrimental to you guys. And we've been working on the programming, going through several different scenarios to make this a reality for you because dead spots hurt your business. All right, if you got somebody that's right underneath you and they have gone inactive and a couple of levels down, they've got some people that are trying to be active but they can't get a hold of anybody. We get emails all the time. We get Skypes coming into customer service and stuff saying, hey, I don't know who I can work with. I need somebody in my upline. That dead spot needs to go away. Okay. Also, if you understand the term spillover, that's where, you know, people from above are working and they're putting people underneath you. Do you want to be putting people underneath someone who's inactive, who has checked out of the business? All right. So this is a positive, a matrix refresh through dynamic compression. That's a very positive thing for you guys' business. On December 10th, sorry guys, again, dealing with a sore throat here tonight. On December 10th, anyone who has not made a payment in 30 days or more from their last renewal date, okay, will be dynamically compressed from the matrix. They're not getting kicked out of the iGrow network. Okay, they're just being removed from the matrix to help you guys maximize your earning potential. They will lose their matrix downline permanently. So if you have anybody in your downline that has gone inactive, that hasn't been paying in the last few months, we've never done a refresh like this, it's time to start doing it now because all the pieces are in place, and it's time for you guys to really start maximizing your business. So if you have anybody in your downline that's not active, that's past due, and you'll know this by going into your downline viewer, the ones that are green, those are the ones that paid. The ones that aren't green are the ones who haven't paid. You can reach out to them very, very quickly and let them know, hey, you need to get engaged here. Okay? If they re-enter in the future after December 10th, they will re-enter at the bottom of the matrix once they reactivate. Okay? When they do reactivate, they'll still have their personals and their unilevel. They'll have their check match and e-commerce commissions. Okay? When they re-enter. So if they stay inactive, we're going over different time frames. How long do they get to be inactive for? Is that 60 days, 90 days, 180 days? At some point, when we'll get this determined between corporate and the associate advisory board. But at some point, if they stay inactive long enough, we will reassign all their personals up to the next sponsor in that lineage. Okay. Matrix or corporate does not keep any of those people. Once the first refresh is done on December 10th, it will be done monthly on the first Friday of each month. Now, get excited here, guys, because I want you to understand what we have just done has separated us from everybody in this industry. Okay, by doing this matrix refresh through dynamic compression, not just that, but the way that we're doing it. I want to introduce you guys here to the 3x9 expandable matrix. You guys are no longer limited to a 3x9 matrix with a max cap of $120,000 a month. Throw that out. It's gone. Okay? Why am I saying that? Well, look at this here. Let's say this individual on your front line drops out. He or she decides not to continue with the business, but he had 3 people under him. Okay? This one here, the far left, is going to shift up, but not by himself. We're going to bring the entire organization. Let's assume that he has his 3, who each have their 3, and so on and so forth, all the way down for this example. This individual shifts up. You have your 3 again on your front line, but what just happened to your second level? It should have been limited to 3, 9, 27, so on and so forth, correct? Well, you've got your 3 here, but his 3 came up. You already had 8 plus 3. You now have 11 on your second level. On your third level, you should have been maxed to 27. Let's assume that you had your 27, but now look at this. His 9 came up as well. Do you see where this is going, guys? Now what do you got? You got 36 on that level. And it doesn't matter. There's no limit. As this continues to go on and on and on, think about this. What if all 3 of your frontliners fell out, but they each had their 3? That means that your frontline would now be 9 people, making your matrix no longer $120,000 a month max, but a $360,000 a month potential. Every time we do dynamic compression the first Friday of each month, it's going to pull your matrix up, bringing all those people up and expanding widthwise. There's no longer any limitations. We have just created a vacuum in this industry that is going to draw in massive leaders because they're going to want to be part of this. And you guys are first here. You guys are the first to market this. I hope that excites you guys. Last night I made that announcement and it went nuts on the webinar. And I continued to get messages today. People were excited. We had a gentleman on the call last night, Rick, that said, I think it's too soon for compression. I got to this page, and he said, forget what I said. Rock on. This kills it. This is amazing, guys, what just happened here. We just completely changed your stars. Now, we have a step-by-step. This is a 4-step duplication process. I got to run through it quickly. Step 1, this is in your back office right now. If you log out of your back office and log back in, it'll be right there. There's also a 4-step duplication link underneath the Vine. Okay, so you'll see it right there, right underneath the Share tab. Step 1, send out a pre-written text message. Okay. Also, another good thing to do with this, send it out via, send it to your Facebook or Skype, email, I mean, get the message out there, guys. The more that you share it, the more responses you'll get. Pre-written, look right here. This is in your back office. Copy and paste it. Matter of fact, in your back office, we've already populated your link right here. Copy it, put your contact name in here for whoever you're sending it to, and send it out. Mike Green, when him and I were going over this weekend, he sent it to 13 inactive in his downline, 12 reactivated over the weekend out of 13. Very hot. You guys don't even have to think about it. All you got to do is grab this, text it out to your entire database. Just send it out. Email it, Facebook it, Skype it, get it out to everybody that you know. You're not having to pick up that phone anymore and call these folks. You're waiting for them to call you back. I'm not going to ask you to pick up the phone. Step 2, what is it? When they respond, when they call you saying, what the heck is this? Look at this. You got to check this out. We do this right, we could be free in 3 months. Watch this 2-minute video and call me right back. Well, that's going to give them your LCP. They're going to watch the 2-minute video that's going to dump them off on the website. Chances are they're going to go, what the heck? They're going to go through the website, and then they're going to call you back and say, Will, what did you just show me? What in the world is this? What are you going to do? Well, you know what? Actually, Joe, I'm not the expert here, but we have a what we call a Blitz webinar coming up here in the next hour. I'd love to get you on it. Let me send you a link over. Okay? You can go register them, or let them do it for themselves. Send the link to the registration page right here. We even give you the link. You just copy and paste that, send it right over to them via text again. If they want to watch it right now, send them to this text or to this link right here. You guys can click on that link and watch it in the back office. That's one of the Blitz webinars that Mike Green recorded. Step 3, get them signed up. Okay? You didn't call them. You sent it out here. You didn't call them back. You only talked to the ones who called you, so you didn't come out of your comfort zone. You just took a phone call from one of your own contacts. Then you gave them a Blitz webinar. Then you wait for them to call you back again. If you can't wait and you need to call them, do it. They're your friends. Okay? But if you want to follow the system, just wait for them to call you back and get them signed up when they call you back, because at this point, you've qualified them. They've qualified themselves. They've called you twice. All right? And then the biggest thing here, guys, share this 4-step duplication guide with everybody in your downline. Wash, rinse, repeat. Do it over and over and over and over again. We took all the fear out of this marketing system. Anybody can do anybody can do this. All you do is send out messages and wait for the calls to come back. Guys, if you do this, you'll be in the IG3K Club in no time. We've got 3,000 positions there. We're filling them up. What do? Maintain your own iGrow Network Associate membership. Get 3 people to do the same thing. Make sure you don't fall out of qualification. If you do, you got 30 days to make that back up. But you and 3 people, you're in the IG3K Club. What do you get for it? Look at the benefits here, guys. Equal share of the viral installs pool. As Will had talked about, I've shown him the Terry Bradshaw interview that was done with us. We're still waiting on that final copy. We had 2 edits that we sent back to him. Matter of fact, we showed that, I believe, last week on the Jumpstart. Not yesterday, but a week from yesterday we showed that. So if you didn't get to see it, I'll show it again probably next week. But that will be going on the website here anytime now. We're waiting for the air dates. But as soon as that hits, that's going to go out to tens of millions of homes in the United States. And those folks are going to find their way over to the iTunes store, download the app without a sponsor. Guess what? Corporate doesn't keep them. We put them back in the VIP pool, and the IG3K get to share in that. And on top of that, you're going to get double e-commerce commissions for being in the IG3K. Guys, we got lots of webinars hosted from corporate every single day, Monday through Thursday. On top of that, there is the Blitz webinars. Make sure that you guys are plugging into this. You're plugging into the systems. We're over here. We're dedicating our time. So is Elise, Glenn, Coach Kathy, Martin, Mike Green, Will Cormany, and Justin Halliday. These are our presenters for the Blitz webinar. Make sure you're plugging into this. They're doing all the telling and selling for you. They're highly trained professionals when it comes to presenting. And I encourage you guys, get on board with these Blitz webinars and let them do the telling and selling for you. Look at all the times that are available. You can go to your replicated site, click on webinars, and you'll see all these different times. If you got a favorite speaker, maybe you went to Glenn's presentation, you loved it, and you want to send all your prospects there, go to the webinars tab, find out when he's presenting, send all your prospects there. Okay? Do it your way. Now, last thing I want to show you. You guys are at the right place, the right time with the right company. I'm just going to put that out there. I know we are, okay? And the things that we're doing and the way that we support our people, the reason I have resigned from different companies over the last few years, walked away from incomes of $25,000, $35,000, $40,000 a month, is because I didn't like the leadership. I didn't like who was behind the company. I didn't like what they stood for, and I didn't believe in their visions. Once you dig into companies, you find out what they're really all about. Right now, ask anybody in the AAB, ask anybody that's had anything to do with us with my corporate team, and they'll tell you flat out, this is the best company to be with. Okay, timing and positioning is crucial in marketing. Right now, we're in our initiation stages. This is where everything kicks off. 70% of all top income earners get started in the initiation stages. Think about it. If you had 20, 30, 40, 100 people that you brought in the initiation stage, when we hit that exponential growth, where everybody's seeing it on TV, they're hearing it on the radio, and they're going, wow, I need to be part of that. And then you call them up, and they go, yeah, I was just hoping to find somebody that was doing that. Think about it. If you're by yourself in that exponential growth stage, and somebody else had 1,000 people that they put together during the initiation stage, they're going to walk away from you right here. Their business is going to explode, and you're going to sit there regretting wishing that you had done a little bit more right now. That's bottom line. Rubber meets the road, guys. Now is the time to build, not when it's easy. You do it today, and when it's easy, you'll be growing exponentially. And when you hit that equilibrium stage, like I was talking to Will about a few minutes ago, when he hits that stage where he can finally get all of his time back and start to relax and enjoy life again, then he can look at the university, or you can look at doing different things in life. You can take more vacations. When we have a corporate trip coming up and you guys want to go on it, okay, if you're slam busy and you don't have the money because you didn't build your business in the initiation stage, you may not be going on those trips. Whereas if you put the time in right now, you got the money, you got the time, you can come out, you can enjoy life with us. Okay, I don't know how much more point blank I can put it. Guys, I do that out of love for you. Okay, this isn't for me, this is for you guys. Make sure that you capitalize on what's happening right now. Time is not going to wait for you. Get plugged in and do not get left behind. Do not have regrets over this one, guys. We are excited. This is exploding. Wait till you see what's coming your way in the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months. Lots of great things that I can't even make announcements on tonight. Decide to move forward right now, as I believe it was Glenn or Will said. It's only $49 a month, guys. The education alone is more than worth that. Get your sponsor's username, go to the replicated site, and secure your position tonight. If you're already on board with us, congratulations. Get out and help somebody else do that. Use those 4 steps to success, blow your business up, and change your stars. Develop a legacy for you and your family. Now is the time to do it. This is the company to do it with. Make it happen for you guys. I'm going to assume the close, and I want to welcome you to the team. This is where the fun begins, guys. I cannot wait to get to meet each and every one of you face to face. Thank you so much to my speakers for coming out, and to each and every one of you guys for sharing this time with us. Have a good night.